All right, we got a storm a coming, so let's talk about the assignment so that the thunder doesn't drown me out here. This assignment is going to extend on assignment 2, but the objective is to add more features. You're going to be creating a simple calculator. And when I say simple, I mean very, very simple. Like a one-off calculator that you have to run the program every time to use. The first thing that you're going to do is prompt the user for a number and store the number that they enter. Same deal as last time. The next thing you're going to do, prompt the user for another number and store that number that they enter. Remember that both of these numbers could both be decimal numbers. You don't know what I'm going to enter when I actually test your program. Oh, here comes the rain. Anybody's windows open? Oh, that's right. I'm the only one here with a car.
Are your windows open?
No. My trunk leaks a little bit, but there ain't nothing in my trunk.
It's probably good.
Hey, where'd Justin go? Oh, no.
Okay, you might want to before it gets too much louder.
The next thing you do is you're going to prompt the user to select one of 4 options. Either by having them type out the word, or by using the numbers that I've associated here. So you can pick one or the other. You don't have to make your program be able to do both. You either tell them type the word or type one of these numbers. Now granted, you should tell them, you know, type addition for addition or type 1 for addition, stuff like that. Don't just leave them in the dark and say select 1, 2, 3, or 4, because they won't ever know what you're doing. But you have to be able to have addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And don't forget that we did talk about how to do math in Java. It's fairly straightforward. It's fairly similar to what regular math is like. It's just the only thing that is changing is the actual result of what you're doing. Step number 4, using an if, else statement, and the 2 numbers the user selected, perform the associated mathematical operation and display the result to the user in the following form. So in this document, I actually put the whole your equation was thing. You can do results or what have you, blah, 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 blah. But what I want to see is very similar to what I showed you earlier with the addition assignment, in that, you know, some text indicating what it's showing you, and then the first number, then the operator. Remember, it won't always be plus this time. It might be addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, what have you. And then the other number, an equal sign, and then whatever the resulting value is. Okay? Now, remember, if the user entered an operation that doesn't exist, for example, they entered the word apples, or if they entered the number 5, let's say, then tell the user that the operation could not be completed, because what they entered didn't actually make any sense. Does that make sense, guys? Okay. And then 5, finally, print your signature block from the first assignment. You may choose to change your quote if you feel like it. You won't be docked points if you don't. I don't care. As long as it's there and it has a quote, whatever, doesn't matter. If you do decide to do text for selecting what operations to use, don't forget that there is the equals ignore case method, which can be used on strings in order to check to see if a word was entered without a capital or something. This will make it so that your user doesn't have to type in exactly what you set it to be in order to make the program work. That being said, make sure that the spelling of your stuff is correct. You know, make sure addition and subtraction, multiplication and division is spelled correctly. Make sure your output is spelled correctly. I might dock you a point or 2. I won't hammer you on it, but you know, if you were writing an actual application for a business or something and you misspelled a word, they're not going to be happy to pay you if you don't actually put the effort in to make everything linguistically correct, I guess would be the words that I would use. So, are there any questions on this assignment? Is there anything that needs to be clarified?
Now, are we actually adding up? So,
My personal point of preference for this is using the second assignment, use that format, and create a new project and just copy and paste everything from the second assignment into your new project, and then make your adaptations from there.
well,
This is sort of an exercise in reworking a piece of code to make it better. If you haven't finished assignment 2, finish assignment 2 first. Remember now that the process by which grading is handled has changed. You will lose points at the cutoff date if you don't turn stuff in, rather than losing points over time if you miss the recommended date. Now, obviously, the recommended date for this assignment is next week, same time, but if you want to turn it in early, you're welcome to. Zip it up, email it to me. If you're on Facebook, you can Facebook it to me. But just make sure you've got assignment 1 out of the way, and any corrections made that you need to make done. Finish assignment 2, and then move on to assignment 3. These assignments are not designed for you to be doing them out of order. They all sort of haphazardly build on top of each other over time. There is an order to it. It's not always perfect, but there is an order to it. So, that being said, this is it for the week. The people that are here are welcome to start the assignment. I'm going to sit for a few minutes, maybe adjust the syllabus a little bit and update the rubric so that it works a little bit better for the new format of how grading works, and maybe even update a few grades while I'm sitting right here. And if I get all that done, I don't know, sit here and die. So I believe that is it. Any other questions? Hunter to my right is already looking at his phone, so I'd say he's probably good. Hunter to my left is already working on an assignment. I don't know which one.
attempting number 3 because my other one, my assignment 2 was still on.
Right.
So I kind of can't copy it.
I'm texting my ride.
Texting your ride.
Yeah.
All right, we're done.